Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Push Talk. I'm James, and I'm here today, being able to enjoy the. Where is he? we are. I'm sorry. looking for Sean to come in today. There he is,
Think I
president
was just
and founder of.
and it just didn't work out too well. But it's cool. We're here.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us, Sean. I know you're all the way up in New York and everything. You want to tell us what's going on up there? And
I will start off by saying it's funny that you have the image of New York skyline behind you. Is that New York skyline? No, that's Atlanta skyline. Okay, it looks like New York skyline. And the crazy part is I work for Black Push. And I still don't know this. But no, I am super excited. A little restless, but super excited. Me and a few of the people, the team, from Black Push, we're up here in New York for the National Action Network conference, and it has been an amazing morning from the ribbon cutting ceremony to currently right now as we speak. Um, Attorney Ben Crump is here with mothers who have lost their children in some form of gun violence and family members who have lost their family members in some form of gun violence. They're having a conversation right now as we speak that I stepped out of to kind of come and talk to you guys and look at this. Yeah, and those are some of the names: the Green Card, Wanda Cooper Jones, who's the mother of Ahmaud Arbery, Elisa Finley, Philanoise Floyd, Bridget Floyd, Sabrina Fulton, who we all know from Trayvon Martin, Jakari Harris, Karen Wells. And one of those mothers actually just lost their son literally this year, February 2nd, 2022, due to a no-knock warrant. So that was a very interesting conversation that they had, and she's very emotional, very, very emotional about it, rightfully so. So we are here, man, getting educated, making connections, talking to people, encouraging people, being encouraged. And it has been so far, this is day one of it, but it has been one of the most amazing experiences I've had in a while. So sad that we all couldn't be here, but some of us got to hold the kitchen down, and you guys actually do got a kitchen right next door to you. Some of us got to hold it.
well, we got to keep the engine running down on this end. So let me ask you, what type of events are you at a conference? There's different segments in each for a conference. What type of conference events are they, or segments are they? Do they have proposed throughout the course of the week, and which ones is there anything that sticks out to you specifically that you'd like to be a part of?
So, like I just mentioned, even as right now as we speak, they're actually having an event right now where they're talking about policing, right, in the United States. They have so many different events. They're going to be talking about voting rights. They're going to be talking about different initiatives that National Action Network is working on throughout the whole week. But the one thing that really sticks out to me is Saturday. I am super excited because it really shifts and starts to focus around youth and around youth involvement in a lot of these issues. And for me, that's going to be extremely important when we talk about youth, because that's extremely important. Like, that's our future. It's extremely important that we stay up to date on what's going on. We educate them on what's going on. We educate them on the rules and how the laws are changing. We educate them, and not only educate them, but we have to get them involved. We have to get them motivated to want to be a part of this. So I was just literally right before we got on this call, I was just on the phone with a speaker who's going to be speaking this Saturday at that event, Reverend Jared Sawyer. And we are super excited to be able to just be a part of it. I know tonight they have an event where they're honoring gospel legend Yolanda Adams and a few other people, and tomorrow they'll be honoring people like Hillary Clinton. So it's just a long week, and then my good friend Bishop Jackson will be one of the honorees on Friday. And you remember Bishop Jackson because we just heard him preach over in Augusta.
Yes.
And he'll be one of the keynote speaker, or he'll be one of the honorees, and Jamal Bryant will be the keynote speaker for that event. And then we turn back around and we start to focus on youth on Saturday. So just different days, because we understand too. Like, I heard somebody say the other day, the church used to be the pillar of these issues, right? We used to be the foundation of these issues, and we have to get back to that. And even mentioning that, I am super excited because not only we up in New York and we're talking about things that are going on around the country, Atlanta, we have our own things going on in Atlanta, and I wanted to put up this press release that's going out where we have partnered with different coalitions. And this information is also on our website too. April 12th, next week at 11 a.m., we'll be meeting. We'll be starting off at the, I think it says 11 a.m. March down Arbeth Avenue and pray at the John Lewis Memorial. So we'll be starting off at the King Center, and we'll be kind of marching our way down Arbeth Avenue to the John Lewis Memorial. And this is put on by Georgia faith leaders, including Bishop Reginald Jackson, like I mentioned earlier, from the AME 6th District, Bishop Thomas Brown from the Christian Methodist Episcopal Church, my pastor now, the great Reverend Timothy McDonald from First Iconium Baptist Church, Reverend Dr. Cynthia Hale from Ray of Hope Christian Center, Reverend Dr. Jamal Bryant from, as we know, New Birth Missionary Baptist Church, Reverend Lee May from Transforming Faith Church, Reverend Amanda Barbie from Oakhurst Presbyterian Church, Reverend Thurman Tillman from First African Baptist Church, Pastor Sherry Austin, retired elder of the United Methodist Church, Reverend Dr. Gerald Durley, Pastor Emeritus of Providence Missionary Baptist Church, and Dr. Barbara Williams Skinner from the National American Clergy Network. They're getting together, they're putting an event together. And they've also summoned, not only, what I love so much about these events is not only have they summoned the clergy community, but they've also reached out to local nonprofits. Brothers and sisters from the Jewish, Muslim, Baptist, Protestant, and other faith-based communities. So awesome. Atlanta NAACP will be involved. The People's Agenda will be involved. Atlanta Urban League will be involved. Black Voters Matter is going to be involved. Fair Count is involved. ACLU is involved. Concerned Black Clergy is involved. The New Georgia Project is involved. Georgia Stand Up is involved. Black Push is involved. The DeKalb Pastors Christians Alliance is involved, and there's other nonprofits that are all coming together to talk about voting rights, unity rally. So I'm super excited about that. That's happening on April 12th. There's information about it on our website. We're going to promote it through MailChimp and make sure everybody who's involved in our mailing list gets information. But we want everybody to come out and join us because we want to send a signal to the state of Georgia. As we know, they just ended legislation literally yesterday, on Monday, at 11:59, right. And they pushed through a lot of bills. We haven't even had, it's pushed through so much, James. We haven't even had a chance to start digesting the bills that they pushed through. Right. And the impact that we feel like it's going to have, or we know based upon data that it's going to have on us as a state, man. So we have to really just get involved, and we have to galvanize people. We can't beat them by getting rid of SB 202. We have to beat them by working within the guidelines of SB 202, but still making sure everyone gets out and registered to vote. Yes. Every person who's eligible to vote votes. That's extremely important. I can't say that enough. So join us on April 12th. And I'm predicting that there's going to be some other people who come on board with this. So I'm super excited about that at 11 a.m. Black Push should be there, partnered with so many different other organizations, and really just encouraging people to get out and vote. So I'm super excited about that as well. So, I mean, we're not just here in New York, Ali. We're not just here in New York. We're going to be on the ground in Atlanta tomorrow, too. And just this week, I mean, we have so much going on. So I'm in New York today, right? I'm flying back to Atlanta tomorrow, and I'm super excited because we're actually going to be one of the keynote speaker, or not, I don't want to call it keynote speakers, but we'll have an opportunity to speak on a panel that will be speaking to the Deputy Secretary of Homeland Security tomorrow too as well. So I'm flying back in for that. So many different things happening, so many different platforms that we are working down to make sure for the one goal and one goal only, to work on one accord, man, and to do what Jesus has called us to do, and to love thy neighbor as thyself. To love thy neighbor as thyself. What this is all about, everything that we're doing this week, the strain we're putting on ourselves this week and over the next couple of months is really all about just coming back to the principle of loving thy neighbor as thyself. And you know, James, we got a busy month this month. Just got invited to the Trumpet Awards later on this month. So many different things happening, and we're getting ready to have our 4th One Accord Conference in Augusta, May 21st. I think there's incredible, right? Wrong, because I could be wrong.
It is the 21st.
We want to start putting the buzz out there too. If you are in Augusta, if you're a pastor, if you're clergy, whether you're Jewish, whether you're Muslim, whatever, come join us on May 21st. More information will be on our website. I'm super excited. I wish we had a flyer, or we're working on the flyer and information. We're working on the speakers, but we are ready to roll. We just got the okay last week. So believe it when I say you're going to see a lot of Black Push ads about May 21st, because we'll be out there. We'll be on the ground. And we want to continue to bring together clergy around the issue that we have to get on one accord. The Bible says that when everybody was in one room and in one place, the Holy Spirit came in like a rushing wind, and they were all on one accord. So that's what this is all about, is really kind of working together, building that platform, and continuing to keep on pushing the needle.
Awesome. Well, I tell you, man, With all these events and everything that Black Push has going on, how do you find the time? How do you find the time to be able? I know it's God, for one, sustaining you to be able to push through. Um, is there anything? Do you have a regimen, a routine that you do to prepare yourself each day,
I didn't
each
expect to be
week?
interviewed today. No, I'm just playing. Um, and this is gonna sound really cliche, but for me, like I've been at the episk of death so many times that death no longer scares me, if that makes sense. And when I say that from the principle of not trying to say like I want to die, I'm planning on going somewhere anytime soon, from the perspective that um, when you've been so close to death or when you're having to face the risk of death and you have to deal with the reality of it, that a sickness may come and cause that to happen any day now. It causes you to really don't take for granted the time that you're given, right? And people always tell me, and I made a commitment to a few people, and I told them that I'm going to take a break here soon. But people always tell me you got to take a break. You got to, you don't want to burn yourself out. And I get that. That is definitely true. We can't overdo it. We can't overwork ourselves. But at the same time, we can't take for granted the time that we're given.
Yes,
And along with it being a God given, I feel like it's a God given initiative. The other aspect of it is for me is that I love people, James. I think you know that about me. I may not be the most perfect of people, and I'm definitely not. No, I'm not. May not. I'm not the most perfect of people. But I do love people. I love people, and I love making sure that we stand together, we fight for each other. And I don't care whether you're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, whether you come from the country or whether you stand in a penthouse. If you're done some kind of injustice, we have an obligation to stick up for each other. And like I mention him all the time. One of my favorite pastors um, of all times is a guy by the name of Dr. Vernon Jones. He pastored at in Alabama, Dexter Baptist Church in Alabama before Martin Luther King did. And his last sermon he preached, he literally stood up on the stage and he said that if you see your brothers getting beat and you stand there and watch and you say nothing, you're just as guilty as the person who beat them.
and that's the
I
truth.
don't want to be that person, right? I don't want to be that person who's seeing my brothers or sisters hurt on the side of the street. And I don't care where they're coming from, what race they are. And I have an opportunity to say something or to speak up on it, and I don't. So that won't happen with me. You know what I'm saying? Like injustice happens every day, and we all play a part. And if we sit back and watch it, we're just as complacent as the person committing the crime.
Absolutely.
So we got to make sure that we're just standing out here, and I think that's what motivates me. I'm tired, but I'm motivated because of the fact that to see the impact that the work of so many people, and to see that we are seeing some of the impact of that today. But there's still so much more work to be done, and I
Absolutely.
want Black Push's legacy. Forget about Sean, forget about James, forget about Ali, forget about Ricky. I want Black Push's legacy to be that we played a part in that as an organization, because the organization is bigger than one person.
Right.
And I want it to be that we played a part in helping set that next chapter. So
Yeah.
if it requires me to burn myself out and get some energy drinks and drink some water, which I don't usually drink, let's do it.
Awesome, awesome. As you were saying that, I was just thinking about the race not being given to the swift, but those who
Mhm.
endure to the end. And even the turtle gets to its destination one step at a time. Getting there, it seems like a slow process compared to the rabbit, but he also gets to the end of the across gets to its destination. And although this dealing with civil rights and social justice and or injustice issues and race and the whole nine, it's been a long, grinding, enduring race, and just never seems to end. But as we keep pushing forward, we can we're striving each step of the way to getting to an end goal, which is which may seem to be um, further down the line than it may not be in our lifetime, but there is an end to it, and all we have to do is continue to persevere to get there.
So I
So
think we have another picture too. You asked how to unwind. You got to find some time to do crazy or I do sporadic things. As Reverend McDonald likes to remind us, he says all the time that if you're going to do this calling, you have to be a little off. So, like even today, I think we have a picture. We were at the View today. We had a chance to take a break just for a second and go attend the View for an hour. So that was really cool. That was really unique. Got a chance to talk to them as during the breaks, the commercial breaks. So that was pretty cool too. So we find time to do that. And James, I have no problem if I need to finding the nearest plane and jumping out of it and skydiving if I got to get a mental break. every once in a while.
That's right. Next is going to be scuba diving.
No, no, I don't know how to swim. No, no, I swim with sharks. Like I've done swimming with sharks and dolphins, but it was because there was really like a floor to it. Now anything that don't have a floor and there's a bottomless pit, leave Sean out of it. Sean can't.
You know what? And I'm just the opposite. Because I do know how to swim. I'd rather go scuba diving than in snorkeling than to jump out of a plane.
Don't worry about it. One day we'll post a video of me and you skydiving together. And I'm working on getting my license, so I'll be on your back. Trust me.
Yeah, no, you're gonna be the pilot.
Yeah, I'm working on that too.
So let's shift gears real quick. She's a wonderful woman, Miss Ketanji Brown Jackson, and the hearings that she's dealing with right now and everything as we are witnessing. I understand and found that Mitt Romney and along with a couple of other senators, Lisa Murkowski out of Alaska, she's a Republican, and Susan Collins, Republican out of Maine. All three have endorsed or backed
her nomination. So really proud. Like again, last week around the same time last week, we were in DC. Black pushers on the ground in DC, marching and protesting for Judge Jackson to be treated fairly, to be given a fair hearing. And I'm not saying Black push by a long shot, but the work of so many people around this country. Definitely a special shout out to a good friend of mine, Reverend Leslie Watson. They have been amazing on the ground every day. She went into a committee yesterday, the committee got split, or today's Wednesday. So I'm sorry, she went into committee on Monday. It was split 11-11, and they did a special kind of procedure to be able to bring it to the floor. And we did see two new Republican senators come out this week with Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski, and now Mitt Romney are all on board with supporting her nomination. So the threshold due to Republicans changing the rules years ago to try to push through their nominees, their threshold now where it used to be 60 is now 51. So they don't have the votes to stop it. So it looks like Judge Jackson by the end of the week will become Justice Jackson, and rightfully so. She is one of the most qualified people we have ever nominated in this country to the bench. Right. And I am super proud of her. She is an example of what America stands for. She's an example of what it means to be fearlessly African American and embrace it. And she's an example of what it means to serve, because she serves her community well. Despite what people say about her, how they feel about her, defending people who were terrorists or people who were rapists, all this kind of stuff, doesn't make a difference. That was her job. She was a federal public defender. She's not assigned her cases. She did her job. And how can we as a country argue about a person doing their job when we say everybody has a right to representation? So I'm extremely excited for her. This will be a huge moment, not only for the Black community, but for Black young girls who will look up at her now and be able to know that they too can now sit on the Supreme Court if they work hard enough. If they can block out enough of the haters, you can make it there too. So I'm super proud of her, and congratulations, she deserves it. Absolutely deserves it.
Yes, and it's not just the girls; it's the boys too. It's Black and brown, Asian descendant people who are in this country, American born in this country, who have an opportunity to do so. Clarence Thomas being the latest, and now Miss Jackson, Brown Jackson, both have, give us all the opportunity and the hope of being able to excel in the area, in the arena of law and justice as it is today. And that, being able to do our due diligence for these kids gives them an opportunity, gives them hope of being the, Latino, Asian American, Indian, American Indian, African American, and then being in that judicial system and making it to the pinnacle, if you will.
Yeah, and she's, impeccable. That's the only word I can think of. If I like to ask in interviews all the time, one word to describe yourself: impeccable. So kudos to her, despite what the haters said. she'll sit on the highest bench, and I'm super excited about that. So this will be a big week for us. And even last week, I mean, I don't know if we have any pictures from it. We got a chance last Saturday to attend something called the Spongement Clinic that was hosted by the Fulton County Solicitor's Office, and I missed it. But right before I walked in, there was a story of I think she was either 73 or 79, don't quote me, but she was in her 70s. She had got her record of sponge, and she just broke down crying. And everybody there, from the solicitor to people from different organizations, was just there, and it was just amazing because it was such a huge turnout. Students who had not had their GED worked out a deal where they were able to get their GED and get a job on the same day, as well as getting their record of sponge.
Nice.
So we have so much to do, and I know we just had a meeting yesterday with solicitors throughout the state to try to talk about something that we're partnering with. We hope to partner with Black Voters Matters on, as far as a warrant clinic throughout the state of Georgia. So we have so many different things going on, James, as you know. And then, we still have the gala getting ready to come forward on July 16th, 17th, 17th,
16.
16th. 16th or 17th. I could be wrong. I'm not looking at 16th. Okay.
Saturday the 16th, yes.
At the Omni. So we have so much going on, but we're going to keep our head to the ground, keep on grinding, and we are going to get it done. And just a super, super shout out. We're just going to get it done.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I think that's, if you have anything else more to share with us, you'll be able to come back throughout the course of this week.
Yeah, I mean, I would just recommend everybody stay following us on Twitter, Instagram. I think we have a TikTok now, all this great stuff.
YouTube, FedEx. If you name it, if it's a platform, we're probably on it.
Yeah, and yeah. So this is actually, this picture right here is from the Spongement Clinic. That's me and talking to Senator Warnock. So it was just a great opportunity to be there. It was just an amazing opportunity. And again, God, I want to encourage a lot. Sometimes I feel led to encourage people on certain things. And today it'd be the same thing, man. God opened doors for you that sometimes people don't understand. Embrace those doors, walk through those doors, and know that if God has called for you to be in those spaces, you deserve it. I think we were talking to someone yesterday who brought the point, one of the things they're learning is confidence, right? If God opens the door for you, you never have to question whether or not you deserve to be there, because if he opened the door for you, it's designed for you to be there. And I'm encouraged by that today. Even though I don't feel good and I'm tired, I'm encouraged by the fact that if God opened the door for me, then it's meant for me to be here despite what anybody thinks. So, and a special, I don't do this every single podcast, but special shout out to our whole team. I mean, Brianna, Ricky, you, James, Ali, Sean in his absence this week. Barb is holding down the phone calls in the office and sending out emails. And a big shout out to everything that Kalisha, even as she was recovering from surgery. All of our board members, and I don't want to call all their names, but everybody's really holding down. Everybody's holding each other accountable, and everybody's we're all holding each other accountable. And I love it. I love the season that we're in, and I love what God is getting ready to do. But we're gonna get this thing done, and we're gonna do it on one accord, and we're gonna do it in unity. So I'm excited.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Sean, for being with us on Push Talk today. I know you got to get back to class, your next class session. So we're going to go ahead and go. But again, ladies and gentlemen, as I like to always say, go out and get registered to vote. Make sure you are registered to vote, and then know the issues that are at hand that you need to study for, and do your due diligence in learning who your candidates are, so you can make the right informed choice.
Absolutely. And without that, I think, do we have that clip, Ali, of the promotion video for the one accord, for the fourth one accord?
No, not unfortunately.
Okay, we don't. All right, cool. But I just still want to thank everybody. Do we have the? Oh no, what about the video? I'm sorry, of the promotion, the Black Push promotion video. Do we have that queued?
I don't see it, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, cool. Tomorrow on the podcast for Friday, we'll make sure we share that, because we did have a promo video we created for Black Push, which I think kind of outlines. I really want to show it as much as we can. Kind of outlines exactly who we are and what it is that we've been doing. We've been doing a lot of work this year. We've been from Selma to New York to
already DC,
DC, Boston, getting ready to go to LA. Still looking at going to Germany. So we have had a busy year, and the year is still not over yet. We're just in the fourth month of the year. So for my team, take your energy drinks, take your B12, Let's keep rolling.
All right, Sean. Thank you once again, sir. We look forward to speaking with you and seeing you tomorrow.
Yeah, and also too, I want everybody to stay tuned to our podcast because throughout the week as we're here at this conference, we will be having special guests on our podcast. So I'm super excited about that as well.
Awesome. Well, until then, my friend, have a great, safe trip, and we'll see you very soon.
I'll see you guys in the morning.